He's dancing, he's got his hammer, and we got Chris Pratt and crew for Guardians of the Galaxy.
And this is more like a Star Wars-esque film than some of the other Marvel movies we've seen come before. It's the most ambitious, I would say, project yet. They're really taking a gamble on this one. And yes, Chris Pratt leads the way as a group of bounty hunters and criminals, essentially, in the galaxy try to stop an overlord from destroying the universe. Have a look.
I have a plan.
You've got a plan.
Yes.
First of all, you're copying me from when I said I had a plan.
No, I'm not. People say that all the time. It's not that unique of a thing to say.
Secondly, I don't even believe you have a plan.
I have part of a plan.
What percentage of a plan do you have?
I don't know. 12%.
12%?
That's a fake laugh.
It's real!
Drax, a.k.a. the Destroyer. Since his wife and family were killed, he's been on a rampage across the galaxy in his search for vengeance. Gamora, soldier, assassin, wanted on.
So there you go, Chris Pratt leading the way, and this guy basically is going to be in the stratosphere now after this movie as a leading man. He already won me over with the Lego movie, and he's going to be in the upcoming Jurassic World, so this guy proves that he is an A-list leading man now, Riaz.
I'm not sure if you heard me. What does this franchise do that's different? Because we were saying that superhero movies, it seems like this has been saturated this summer. How does this franchise kind of separate itself?
That's a great question. It's a lot more wacky. I mean, you see the visuals. It's all dazzling. It's more fantasy and science fiction driven. You still got a lot of that strange jargon. And I felt like with this one, if you hadn't seen the other previous Marvel properties that have been leading up to this, you're going to be a little bit lost. And that's, to me, what was a bit of the drawback. Also, because you're dealing with all these brand new characters and introducing them and showing these origin stories, the villain, sadly, gets left by the wayside. There's a couple of villains in this one, including Lee Pace, who plays Ronan the Accuser. He's sorely underdeveloped. I didn't think he was very effective. And the story itself of Guardians of the Galaxy is quite simplistic. They're not really sort of changing the basic mold or framework of the narrative. So that, to me, was a bit of a drawback. And at times, it's almost too funny for its own good, where it's doing the really sort of wink to cameras and the cheeky dialogue and all the 70s music strewn about. It almost felt like it was a bit forced at times, but this is the most fun you'll have in the theaters this summer and one of Marvel's best movies.
How many hammers are you going to drop for Guardians?
You know what? I really enjoyed this one. I didn't think it was quite as good as Captain America 2 or Iron Man 3. 4 out of 5.
Okay, 4 out of 5 is a good start for us. And Woody Allen back in a big way. Magic in the Moonlight. Tell us about this.
Yeah, this stars Colin Firth as a man who tries to debunk a clairvoyant played by Emma Stone, and he travels to France where she's helping out this family because she's claiming that she can communicate with their dead relatives, and it's a beautiful backdrop. It's set in the 20s. This one, though, is not one of Woody's best. I don't think it will be remembered as one of his sort of, classic titles. That being said, though, it is better than your average romantic comedy out there. It's got some beautiful cinematography from a great cinematographer by the name of Darius Conji. And so it looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous. Colin Firth is sensational. He's not the most likable guy in this movie, but that's kind of typical sometimes of the lead in a Woody Allen movie. And he's got some great chemistry with Emma Stone. So they work really well together. Other than that, though, the rest of the roles in the film were a bit thin. They were a bit superficial, so they could have been fleshed out a bit more. But it's worth seeing for Colin Firth and that snappy Woody Allen dialogue, but it's not one of his best, I would say.
Okay, how many hammers are we going to drop for Magic in the Moonlight?
Going 3 out of 5 for that one.
3 out of 5, but two great choices, and Marvel back in a big way, obviously, with Guardians. Nice job, Thor.